you enjoyed yourself this morning? Those lives that we used to have, though my sins were started. How did you take the red blood, wash the scarlet sins, and make us white as snow? Only He can do that. Those past that we have is no longer the past that we just should know each other by. We should know each other now by who lives in us and who we are now. You see why? You see why. There's no dark places in their life because He has washed us and made us white. Those sins that we used to have, we become new creatures in Christ. Once we surrender out ourselves and welcome God in our life, and when He comes in, we are new people, Christians, and stand down among the crowd. I'm excited about sharing God's Word this morning. God's Word is what changes us. Remember I said earlier that it's like a bar, like a hammer. Those stuff that needs to be chipped away and burned off. His Word will do that. And for us to be pure and be who God wants us to be, we can take His Word and grow with Him. I'm excited. Come on, buddy.
All right. Good morning. Thank you for being here. You had to make preparations to be here this morning. Well, you have to make preparations every morning to go somewhere, but you know that time change thing messed us all up. But, you make the sacrifice, and you're out here. And I love that song. I love that part where it comes, but on that day, everything seemed to be going one direction, but on that day it all turned and went. Well, it actually went the same direction God had meant it to go the whole time. You know, He's not surprised, but a series of events and circumstances in our life look like it's leading in one direction, but God can change things in a day. Amen? But on that day, He rose, and He rose victorious. He rose to give us victory. He overcame death, hell, grave, cross, curse. He done it all. And I want to speak this morning just for a few moments to the overcomers. I don't know if you're here tonight or today, but I'm assuming we've got some overcomers in the building. Praise the Lord for those 5 overcomers. The rest of us are trying to work our way into that, right? We're overcomers by the work that Jesus does. We're overcomers by the blood of the Lamb. We're overcomers. It means something to be called an overcomer. It means that something has come against us and we've overcome that. It's not an easy road all the time. Sometimes you've got to overcome things. It does not mean that we've got to go around things or just go away from things. Some things in our life are meant for us to overcome. Not only for our benefits, but for benefits of others. We need to show and share that with people. Amen? So with that in mind, let's go real quickly to the Scriptures. Revelation chapter number 2. We'll start at verse number 12. We'll read the entire Scriptures and then we'll go back. The portion that we're going to read through 17. And to the angel of the church in Pergamos write, these things saith He which hath the sharp sword with 2 edges. I know thy works. The Lord knows, doesn't He? And where thou dwellest. I love that part because the Lord knows me when I'm at the house. Nobody else is around. He knows where I dwell. He knows what I do in the dark. He knows what secrets lie beneath the surface that other people don't know. And I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it. There's stuff going on in the church that is dark and ugly and wrong and sinful. And they're hiding it from the people. But God knows where we dwell. God knows where you dwell. God knows the lustful thoughts that you have. God knows the works that we do. God knows the sins that, yeah, boy, it's a shouting ground. I get that, but I'm telling you what, God knows where we dwell. And there's coming a time when we're in that time where it's going to be revealed. How many would like to have all their thoughts exposed? Absolutely none of us. But God still knows them. And He deals with us through a loving kindness. Amen. I'm thankful for that. See, when you start hearing preachers, I see people get very uncomfortable when you start talking about sins and hidden sins. But God's a loving God. And though He exposes it, He wants to expose it to make it better, not to make us ashamed. Amen? Okay. So I know where they're dwelling. Even where Satan's seed is, and that thou holdest fast to my name, praise the Lord, and hast not denied my faith. Even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you where Satan dwelleth. He also knows where Satan's at all the time too. So it's not like he sneaks up on us. God gives us fair warning. Verse 14, but I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there and them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication. Well, this just seems like shouting stuff. No, that's okay. Verse 15, so hast thou also them that hold the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, which things I hate. Now, they were mentioned earlier in one of the other churches, but it wasn't a doctrine at that time. But it's now moved into a doctrine. If we don't take care of those small little things that get bigger and bigger, and they end up being a doctrine. And there's all kinds of doctrines out there that started out with just a small ideal, and people just, oh, okay. Verse 16. Repent, or else I come unto thee quickly, and will fight against them with the sword of my mouth. Do not want to be in that fight. I do not want to be the one that the Lord comes and fights against. I know I'm going to lose that battle. Verse 17 says, he that hath an ear to hear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, to give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth. Yes, this is the letter to the third church in the book of Revelation, of the seven churches. This is the one called Pergamos. Let's go back to verse number 12. And we're just going to set this up a little bit. We want to get to 17, where the gist of the message will be, but we're going to set it up just a little bit. This church is called Pergamos. Anytime you read the book of Revelations and you get to the chapter about the churches, notice three things about that. It will help in your studies. Three things that you need to understand is that they are practical, they are prophetic, and they are personal. They are practical in that there was truly a church in Pergamos. This is a real church that was sent a minister, an angel, a messenger from God, and was delivered this very words. It's practical. It was actually there at that time. It's prophetic in that it also relates to a time frame that the church went through. Meaning about 313 to 590 A.D. It was called a church dispensation that was church and state combined. We'll get into that a little bit more. Don't mean to get real heavy with you right now, but we need to understand what he's writing about. The Lord can bring out one scripture and it can be practical, prophetic, and personal all at the same time. So not only is this an actual church, it also is prophetic, and it talks about a church timeline. Not only is it practical and prophetic, but it's also personal. In other words, it comes all the way down to me and you right now. The things that's going on in Pergamos can happen in today's church. As a matter of fact, the things that are going on in Pergamos are happening in today's church. I'm not talking about the true church because it's pure and it's undefiled. I'm talking about, wow, woo! I'm not sure about in Pergamos this morning. We're not there. No, we're not. So those things are relevant to us today in that God uses all of those scriptures to bring us to a better understanding and a better enlightenment of what we are facing today. Amen? Notice it says Pergamos. Pergamos was a huge city. It was a city that had a lot of commerce in it. It was known for two things. Above all things, it was known for two: intellectuals and idolatry. They had one of the hugest libraries in all of old Middle Asia area. Over 200,000 books, which is not major to us today because we've got the internet and we can do that with a punch of a button, but they were all handwritten. Most of them on parchment. You know what parchment is? If I'm boring you to death already this morning, I'm okay with that. I'll bore you a little while. You need to take a nap. Parchment is a step up of what they used to have, which was papyrus, which was paper. They would make it on paper. But now, in Pergamus, it was invented parchment. Animal hides were made into writing material and scrolls. You remember Apostle Paul said to Timothy, he said, I want you to come, and I want you to bring my cloak, I want you to bring my coat, and I want you to bring the paper, and especially the parchments, the scrolls that had the word written on it. So they were very intellectual, but at the same time they were very idolatrous. Huge in the idol worship. Notice in verse number 13 it says that I know where Satan's seat is. I know where Satan dwells. In Pergamus, one of the huge temples, it was full of pagan temples. One of them was to a god or a goddess of healing. Check this out, how far intellect can take us in the wrong way. I'm not against being smart. I don't know anything about it, but I'm not against it. Learn what you can. But realize intellect and intelligence is only so good. If it's not spirit-based, if it's not wisdom of God-based, then it turns into idolatry and we start worshiping our knowledge. I mean, the Scientology and other type of cultish activities. That's where they get to. So here they had all this intellect and then made this big, huge shrine, Robert, to this healing goddess, and it was full of snakes. And to get healed by this goddess, you would have to go into that huge pagan temple and spend the night lying on the floor. And if perhaps one of the snakes would slither across your body, then you would be healed. Guess what we got right here? Yeah, we got a trap door. Guess what? Who wants a good healing? We ain't no snakes, guys. Chill out. You guys just kidding. Nothing like that. Nothing. Chill out. Absolutely. Get back. We laugh about that because it is so idiotic. It's preposterous that people of any type of intellect could believe something like that. But they set up shrines and have worshipped it. They had three shrines. Listen to this. They had three here in Pergamus. We live in the United States and we're blessed in here, but there's a lot of crazy stuff goes on here. But here in Pergamus, they had three separate shrines set up for Caesar himself. And if you were a citizen of Pergamos, you would have to go by into those temples, take incense, and put it on fire and claim Caesar to be God. Sell out your lives. See, that's what Satan wants. Remember, this is Satan's seed we're talking about. He wants to mess with our mind. He wants to mess with our confessions. You see, Satan really don't care if we're sold out to him, as long as we're not sold out to God.
Come on.
He's just as happy if we play both sides of the fence as if he owns all of us. Yep. Because we all realize that the fence belongs to Satan. We can't straddle the fence. We've got to be on God's side. So what he's doing here is he's taking this center. The church is trying to establish itself. Outside of Pergamus, up on the hill, is a 100-foot square, 40-foot high altar dedicated to the god Zeus. This is weird stuff. It's Satan's seat is right there. sometimes, if God wants us to run away, sometimes we're supposed to stand and fight and overcome what Satan's put in there. These people had a pretty big task ahead of them. You think so? Now look what he says here in verse number, where am I at? 13 will be good. What is there? Two things there he commends them on. I'm sorry. He starts this letter off. He tells us first Pergamos, and then he says, and then he gives a couple of commendations. And I love it when the Lord, he says, you've stayed fast by my name. You realize what that means? That means that those that were citizens of Pergamos would not go into the palaces of Caesar and denounce the name of Christ by announcing that Caesar was God. He said very explicitly, he said, you have not denied my name. You've held fast to my name, even though it may mean that you're going to die. Well, how do you know it might mean you're going to die? Because he just gives us an example of one that lost his life because he would not bow to Satan. Who's that? Antipas. Yep. History even tells us exactly what happened to Antipas. You all want to know? Yes. They constructed a bronze bull that was hollow in the middle. And they stuck Antipas in the middle of it and rolled it over a fire and cooked him inside that god, false god. Roasted alive. But he knew that going in.
Come on. Amen. It's going to be
I read stuff like that, I feel like the biggest wimp in the world. And I don't know about you, and I don't mean to bring it out like that to us. But I feel that way. This guy knew what was going to happen. He knew what he had to do, and he would not bow. Just like the three Hebrew boys, he said, I'm not going to bow. We're not going to bow. We're not going to bow. He took his life. And though most people have never heard of him, most people don't read about him, God knows who he is. He said, I know where you dwell. I know Antipas. When Antipas was in the middle of that cauldron or that bull of getting burned alive, God knew where he was at, and God was right there with him. I don't know how it was like in there. I don't really know. But I know God was with him. So he commended them that they stayed faithful. They stayed fast, even though it was in a perilous place. And they also said they kept the faith. Guys, if there's anything that we get out of this few portions of Scripture is, please, let's stay firm in our faith to Jesus Christ. Don't worry about knowing everything there is to know. The intellect will come and go. Let's stay close to God and keep our faith in Christ. Stuff happens when we're like that. Stuff happens when we're like that. Now he goes on to verse number 14. I won't be much longer. Maybe. He confronts them with some things that they've done wrong. Now, Scripture is clear when it says that no chastisement at the present seems joyous, but in the end it's got a good result. So the Lord commends us first, and then he goes and he talks about confrontations. He says, you've got some folks in there that hold the doctrine of Balaam. Well, that's them. That's got nothing to do with us. Remember, it's also personal. What happened in Pergamos can happen today. And the doctrine of Balaam is the doctrine of worldliness. It's the doctrine of holding one side in this hand and another in that. In other words, it's trying to play with the world and play with Christ at the same time. That's the doctrine of Balaam. Balaam went in, he was called. Give me just a second, please. He was called by a man to come and curse the children of God. But when Balaam got there, God's Spirit came upon him, and he began to bless the children of God. He went there to get money. He wanted the world's money, and then he wanted to do God's work at the same time.
Come on.
We can't do that, guys. We cannot straddle the fence. I know we get by with it. Woo! That's good preaching right there, boys. I know we try to get by. Every one of us. I know. Okay. Me. I try to do it. I try my best to do it. I try to
Come on, Pastor.
And the same thing happens to me when people get up and minister. I'm thinking, yeah, I need that, but ouch, that hurts.
Come on.
Yeah, I need that, but ouch, I don't want to conform to that. He said there's people in there that's got the holding of doctrine of Balaam. Guys, we can't do both.
Amen.
See it, we just can't do it. God won't have it. He said we're lukewarm in another place and excuse that. So we, if that's in here and if that's in us, let's get rid of it. All right? If that's not speaking to anybody in here, then we don't have to worry about it. We move on. He said there's also those that hold to the doctrine of Balaam, or of the Nicolaitans. Where's that at? Hard to. It's the same place, isn't it? It's somewhere in there. Anyway, she'll find it. Remember I told you that Pergamos is threefold here? And one of them was prophetic, talking about a dispensation. The doctrine of the Nicolaitans is a doctrine of religious tyranny. In other words, the leaders want to...
Come on.
He was like me, usurping my authority and being a tyrant over everybody.
Right.
Simply because I've been called to be the pastor.
Come on.
Does that make sense? It's what a pope does. We're not going to be here. Have to go all the way to the Vatican. Yeah, really. Sure, yeah, they're tuned in. I remember that. Listen. When any type of religious leader tries to usurp authority and dominion over people, it's in the spirit of the doctrine of the Nicolaitans. To show you a little bit about this period started with a guy by the name of Constantine. Constantine was the ruler of a big army. He said that in a dream, God showed him to go and conquer the world with the symbol of the cross. So he went and made every person in his army get baptized. Now listen, I can stand up here, and if I had that kind of authority, I could make every one of you go get baptized. But that doesn't save you, and it doesn't change who you are. But the doctrine of the Nicolaitans says everybody will be subjection unto what I say. How many knows that's not God's way? How many knows that'll bring division in the church? How many knows that just tears down what God put up? Because God said, bear ye one another's burdens. He says, esteem no man above another. In other words, we're all equal on the playing field when it's at the cross of Jesus Christ. We are not to be exalted one above another. So that's obviously a doctrine of Satan. And that's what he wanted to do in this time. And that's what people want to do now. You say that don't happen today. Well, sure it does. Turn your television on. I'm not going to speak about any of them that's on there because I just don't want to do that. But if any of them are using their position to get what they want, it's that doctrine. Stay away from it.
Good word.
Let's jump on. See, I've only got 3 verses. I have 2 verses, 16. About finished. Maybe. So what's his remedy? One thing about God, he never changes. It still takes repentance today. It took repentance then. It'll always take repentance. Now, I'm guilty of one of those 2 gods. Or I'm not guilty of either one of the last 2 we brought, but I'm guilty of some other things. Repent. God still accepts repentance. I'm loving that. But look what he said, repent or else I'll come quickly. I don't want to be fought against by God. Now verse 17, last verse. Stop, don't be quick. So if you repent, and if you're an overcomer, he gives us 3 things that he's going to let us have. First one is hidden manna. Hidden manna. Everybody know what manna is, right? Children of Israel got the experience of manna throughout the wilderness. God delivered fresh manna every morning, except on the Sabbath, and they had enough to take over the Sabbath. But fresh manna came, but it wasn't hidden. They saw it. Jesus made a very clear statement. He said, your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness. They're dead. He said, but I want to talk to you about the true manna which come down from heaven. And if you'll partake of that manna, you live forever. What's he talking about? He said that fresh manna is the flesh of Jesus Christ. It's the body of Christ. Hidden from the foundations of the world, made known unto us today. And if we are overcomers, we will be able to partake of that hidden manna forever. And that excites us. Or does it? I have not seen, ears not heard. Neither hath it entered the heart of man what God has got in store for them. We can't even come close, Jerry, to what he's got. But he goes on to say, Judy, he said, but it has been revealed by the Spirit. We get a taste of that hidden manna right now, but when it overcoming comes, and when we see God in all of His glory, we'll get to partake of that hidden manna, that Lord's Supper, that marriage feast of the Lamb forever. Excited and looking forward to that deal when I can see and experience that fullness. I love the taste that I get right now, Jason. I love it. But there's more to come. There's more to come. Now, what else would He going to give us? He said He'll give us a white stone. Anybody want a white stone? Well, let me give you a few things that this white stone was used for back in ancient times. A couple of things here I want to bring out, about 6 of them. Take long. I've told you that 15 times. Take long. White stone probably is not what we would think of as a whitewashed rock or a pebble, and it could be. I'm not saying that, but more than likely we're going to say it's a diamond. I'm going to say it's a diamond. Because this white stone is precious. Now I realize up in heaven the only thing that's precious is Christ. I get that. I get all minerals. But He's letting us know something here. I'm going to give you a white stone, precious. And the reason I say that, first of all, is the first example that we're going to use about a white stone. It's in Exodus. I don't think I give this to you. It's in Exodus somewhere. And it's talking to Moses about making the ephod for the priesthood. And it says put a stone in each one, 12 different stones. And then another part, I want you to put the Urim and the Thummim. That's 2 different stones. We don't really know what they are, but I do know this. That they directed the priest on what to do. He's going to give us a white stone. In other words, He's going to give us His complete direction. Some scholars and most scholars say it was a black onyx stone in one pouch and a white diamond in the other pouch. And that when the question was given unto the Lord, is this okay, by the way? When the question was given unto the Lord through the priest, what shall we do? The answer would require a yes or a no. Whichever one glowed would be the answer. I'm giving you a lot of history right here. I understand that. But with God, according to the New Testament, everything is yea and amen. God's a simple God when it comes to speaking with me and you, because He knows we can't grab it very much. But he would put them out, and when the answer would be yes, that diamond would glow. That means God's presence came and said, yes, God's direction. Well, when we get, that's one of the stones. That's one of the stones that we're going to get. Second thing, think of this. That's an assurance stone. Now let me give you an acquittal stone. You know what the word acquittal? I had to look it up. I wanted to use it because it's going to be all A's. A hint there. First one was what? Assurance. Second, acquittal. They take a white stone. And I love the way they would do this. This is for a judge's decision. 2 things on a white stone. When the judge would judge us between people, or your case, or whatever it was, in ancient times, instead of saying yea or nay, they would have a black stone and a white stone. And if you was guilty, you got a black stone. But if the judge determined you to be innocent of all charges, he would hand you a white stone, which means you could go free and that there was no case against you. I don't know if you're getting that one or not, but guys, there was a time that I was guilty. They sang about it. Pastor Kurt spoke about it, that my sins, though they be as scarlet, I'll make them white as snow. My Lord and Savior, when on that day he arose, he pronounced me clear of all charges if I would depend upon him. Not only that, guess what else it can do? If Brother Ralph here would go and pay the bail for my release, they would hand him a white stone, and he could take it to the jailer, give it to the jailer, and they would release him. Aren't you glad that it was paid in full? Aren't you glad that Jesus went out and bought that white stone and presented it so that we could go free? Number 3, it's also an acceptance stone. I'll give you some scripture, but we'll move on. We'll move on. Accept it. Another thing that they would use the white stone for would be when they elected officers. How many's old enough or been around enough to, or been in other churches where they would yearly select the pastor? Most of you don't know what that is, or do you just don't know? Yeah. Every year, they would select it. Well, I remember as a young man, the first got saved, they took us to the association meeting. And at the association meeting, they have a vote for the moderator, assistant moderator, and all the offices. And how that vote was given was there would be a panel set up here, and when you walked around, you would speak the person's name, and they would write it down and put it in a box. And then at the end of that, they would take all the names out, count them up, and see who got elected what. I don't know if anybody still does that at all. We don't elect pastors here. That's the reason I've been here as long as I've been. Then we're not going to be elected pastors anytime soon. Dr. Nicola Taylor just rose up right there. But what would happen was you would drop it in there, and then they would calculate it, and they would find out who gets in, who got accepted. But that's what the white stone. They did that with the white stone back then. So when they come around and you got Brother David running against Brother Philip, you come out and you put a white stone in whichever one you wanted to elect, whichever one you wanted to accept as being. So if you look at the boxes, David's got a box full of white stones, and Philip's got an empty box. You get that? That makes sense, okay? You have to please understand at least what I'm talking about. This stone gives us acceptance into the family. He says, I'm going to give you a white stone, which means I've accepted you, I've elected you, I've taken you in to the family. Would you go to John chapter 15? Because Jesus says in a mighty way here, just a couple of verses, a mighty way here. Henceforth, I call you not servants, for the servant knows not what his Lord does, but I call you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Verse number 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
Amen.
Jesus himself put a white stone in my box because he chose me. And he ordained me so that I should go forth and bring forth fruit. Stay with that verse right there because we're going to come into another one. So I've been accepted by the beloved. Now I had to make a choice on that too. I understand that. But not only was I accepted by the beloved, but then I was admitted into the family and given a card, if I may, a king's credit card. And they would use a white stone. Here's what would happen. Somebody would come in, and they would go to the king. And the king would want to show them favor. He would take a stone. It would be a special stone that only kingdom would have, and he would have a seal or a symbol on it that would have the king's name on it. So he would give it to somebody. So I'm giving my king seal to Troy here. So Troy has got this white stone with the symbol of the king on it, and everybody in the kingdom knows it. So he goes up to the local McDonald's there in Jerusalem, and he hands them the white stone, and he can get anything he wants to eat on the king's hand. That makes sense? Because look what it said. And he's not telling us to go pray that McDonald's will start giving us free food. But he does say, whatsoever you ask in my name, he'll give it. He'll give it. Because we got the king's seal on us. That means we've got access into the heavenly throne room. And he said his storehouse was full. So if we'll ask for what the king has, our desires change, and we get what the king wants us to have. Wow! He said, I'll give you a brand new white stone. One more. How many have I given you so far? One, no, that way I can skip. Two more. Associate. Go back to verse 15 real quick. I promise you. I'm going to move as quick as I can. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant don't know what his Lord does, but I call you friends. Jesus wants to call us friends. What they would do, they would take the white stone, and they would put each other's name on it. And they would break the stone. And then I would give you the part that had my name on it. You would give me the part that you had your name on it. So no matter where we were, and no matter how we got separated, if years later we come back together, we can put those two stones together, and they would meet perfectly. And that would mean that I am your friend. We have reconnected with what was once torn apart. And that's exactly what Jesus done for us. Who was alienated from the commonwealth of Israel, who was a stranger and away from God, once broken from fellowship with God, he kept the part that had my name on it. And when he came back and saw me again, and I accepted him and received him, that came back together. 36th chapter of the book of Ezekiel. Talks about the dry bones, but right after that, it talks about two sticks that put back together and being covered one. And that's what the Lord wants with us. He wants us to be one. He wants to be associated with us. He wants us to be associated one with another. The last thing that was done, and you all know this, it would be during the Olympics. And it's about accomplishments. He that overcometh, I'll give you a white stone. This is it. This is it. This is the accomplishments. You go to the Olympic Games back then, you run your race, or you do your whatever it is, and you win the prize, they would give you two things. One thing everybody knows about that wreath, that crown that would be placed upon them, showing them it was laurel, and it would be showing them that they were overcomers, they were victorious. But what they would also give would be a little white stone, which would commemorate, it would be like us having a trophy. It would commemorate the work that they done and the victory that they had. The laurel would fade, but the stone would not.
Good word.
Our works here, as good as they are through the Spirit of the Lord, they'll fade. But our stone, whatever is upon the stone, will stay. Our works remain. Look what it says in John 15:16. God works all this together. I believe that's the place that I wanted to go. Real quick. That you bring forth fruit. And what happens to your fruit? That it should remain. The Lord wants our works built upon the stone to remain. Last thing I want to give you is go back to Revelations. And I'm going to quit right here. He says, and he would give us not only the hidden manna, not only the white stone, but on that white stone would be what? A what? What is it? What's the name? What's the new name? Who's going to know what it is?
Jesus and us.
Who's going to know what the name is? Andy's going to know what the name is. Andy's going to know what his stone says. Don't look at me. Read. No man knows save him. He that received them. So new name of his. He looked at Moses. He looked all down through time, Philip, and he said, now they've never known me by this name. But from here on, they'll know me by this name. They never known me by Jehovah Jireh, but from here on, they'll know me by God as Him. They've never known me as Jehovah Rapha. They've never known me as Jehovah Nissi, but from hereafter, they will. We know God, but when we get to that place, we'll know Him like we've never known Him before. Not only will I don't believe, not only will it be His new name, but on the other side, it'll be a new name for me. It'll be who I actually am in the Lord Jesus. My name was given by me, by my mom and dad.
Come on.
They had no idea how it turned out.
Come on.
Had they known that, they probably wouldn't have chosen the name that they did. Crowned and powerful. Now they'd come up with something wimpy and wishy-washy or something like that. I'm known by a lot of things. So are you. And you're known by a lot more things than people will tell you to your face.
That's true.
I guarantee you. But when we get that stuff, God knows who we are. He knows who we are. And we'll have that brand new name in Christ Jesus. Would you stand with me? I've said it enough. Since this has all been a little bit different. Now listen, if there's somebody here that's lost, you want to blow this place up, come on up. Get that brand new name. Get that white stone. Get that healing now. Get it right now. Come on. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't wait. I didn't understand the thing you said. No matter. You understand the Spirit of God. Because the Spirit of God moves, speaks, draws. How about it? You hear the lost one? Would you come on up? Right now. Come on up. I know. Yeah. Well, the church is praying, and I know they are. Brothers coming up, he needs prayer. The church is praying also. Come on, preachers. Come on, preachers. Come on, brother. Somebody else out there probably needs to come too. Come right now. Church, you pray. See, there's a soul in the mountains right now. No matter what's happening to this one, this is it. How about you? How about you? There's other folks in here that need to give their life to the Lord. We've got more people that'll help you. Ain't got a soul up there that will keep asking to save you, but we can lead you to Christ. Come on. Come on, we got plenty of time. You see, just like he said to Perkins there, he said, repent.